What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Kansas State versus BYU college basketball matchup going down Saturday, February 24th, 2024. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, including my daily $19 best bet, make sure that you head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. But let's get to this one between BYU and Kansas State. Kansas State coming into this one 15-11 on the year, losers of 3 straight in 7 of their last 8 games after a 62-56 loss at the hands of Texas in their last matchup, while BYU comes in with a record of 19-7 on the year off of a 78-71 win over Baylor to improve to 7-6 in conference play this season. Now, this is an interesting matchup here because you have a BYU team that is so heavily reliant on the three. They're third nationally in three-pointers attempted per game, and they obviously lead the Big 12 in three-pointers attempted per game as well. And Kansas State, on the other hand, 73rd nationally in threes attempted per game and third in the Big 12 in threes. So I think this game's going to come down to really who hits their shots. The problem for Kansas State is that they've actually been the worst offensive team in the Big 12 from an efficiency standpoint and from a turnover percentage standpoint. They're dead last in offensive efficiency, and they're turning the ball over 22% of the time, 22.4% of the time in conference play to be exact. Doesn't take a math major to figure out that's about 1 in every 4.5 possessions that results in a Kansas State turnover. And you're not going to have much success that way, in Kansas State finding that out firsthand. This team is shooting well inside the arc and getting to the foul line and hitting their free throws. But like I said, it hasn't really translated to victories. Now, make no mistake, this Kansas State team has been in a lot of their recent games. A lot of their games as of late, each of their last 4 losses have been decided by 6 points or less, including a 72-66 loss at BYU the first time these two teams met just a couple of weeks ago. But the thing for me in that game was that BYU, for a team that shoots as well as they do, they only shot 8 of 25 from behind the arc, and that was at home where they've played their much better basketball this season. And we've already seen BYU on the road in some spots, have some issues slowing down their opponents. But this is also a BYU team that in conference road games this season is shooting just 31% from behind the arc. Like I said, we're talking about a team that is third nationally in three-pointers attempted per game and is hitting just 33% from behind the arc in conference play. So that number is dropping even further in conference, and it makes it really hard to back BYU on the road, especially when you look at where they're headed. They're headed to, Bramlage Coliseum and the Temple of Doom, one of the more tougher road environments in the Big 12. Obviously, Houston's a tough place to go, so is Iowa State, but from an environment standpoint, Kansas State is just as tough. And I think BYU is going to have some offensive issues here. On the other side of that coin, though, Kansas State, like I said, they've been terrible offensively. So it's hard to feel good about backing them even at home as well in this one. And that's why I'm on the under here. Kansas State, for their conference play, I think this total is more about BYU than it is Kansas State. BYU's, they gave up 93 points to Oklahoma State, 82 to Oklahoma. They've had a lot of high-scoring games on the road. But when they played a lower-scoring team similar to what Kansas State has been when BYU went on the road and took on UCF, that game finished at 121 points. And I think we're going to see something similar here. Kansas State, in all their conference games this season, have only seen one game go over 147.5 points where this game is currently lined. And that game went over the total by a half a point, finished at 148. I think there's going to be a lot of missed threes in this one. There's going to be a lot of them chucked up, but I think a lot of them are going to hit the rim. I think there's going to be a lot of misses in this game. I could see this easily being the first to 70 wins this game. I'm taking the under between Kansas State and BYU, and that's going to be my free pick. But just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. While you're at Pickdawgz, check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're the best betting tools in the business, and tools that you want to make sure that you have in your back pocket when you're making your best bets for the day's action. And while you're at our YouTube channel, make sure you have notifications turned on so you can be the first to be in the know when the newest content drops here at Pickdawgz. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.